Welcome, my dear friends, to this lesson in which we will discuss how to control edges and change their shape. In the modern world of technology, 3D maps have become a powerful tool for better understanding and analyzing spatial data. Imagine standing in the middle of San Francisco, looking at towering skyscrapers, and wanting to understand how the distance from public transportation can affect property values or traffic flow. Using technologies like ArcGIS Maps SDK for JavaScript, we can turn this vision into reality by creating interactive 3D maps. In this lecture, we will learn how to add edges to a 3D layer, SceneLayer, using ArcGIS API for JavaScript. We will start with an engaging introduction about the importance of visual representation of data in 3D maps, then move on to a detailed explanation of the code that will allow us to achieve this. We will use real-world examples, such as analyzing the time required to reach public transportation in San Francisco and how this can impact urban planning. Learning objectives. Remembering, define SceneLayer and its role in representing 3D data. Recall the basic concepts of ArcGIS API for JavaScript. Understanding. Explain how renderer works in ArcGIS API. Understand the difference between solid edges and sketch edges. Applying. Apply the code to create 3D maps with custom edges. Use visual variables to color buildings based on data. Analyzing. Analyze the impact of different edges on visual data representation. Compare solid edges and sketch edges. Evaluating. Evaluate the effectiveness of visual data representation using edges. Discuss how to improve the code for better results. Creating. Design new 3D maps using similar techniques. Develop interactive applications based on SceneLayer. Topics related to the lecture that we must understand well. What is ArcGIS Maps SDK for JavaScript? Definition. The ArcGIS Maps SDK for JavaScript is a powerful API, application programming interface, designed to create interactive, web-based mapping applications. It allows developers to work with geographic data and spatial information in both 2D and 3D formats. Key features. Web Scene represents a 3D scene that can be loaded into the browser. Scene View handles rendering the 3D scene within a web page. SceneLayer, a specialized layer for displaying 3D data, such as buildings or terrains. Renderers, used to customize how data is displayed, colors, edges, lighting. Why use it? To build interactive and dynamic map applications. To visually analyze geographic data. To display 3D data in an engaging and user-friendly way. Web Scene View. Understanding the difference. Web Scene represents a 3D scene loaded from ArcGIS Online. Data is loaded from ArcGIS Online using the portalitem.id. The appearance of the data can be customized using renderer. Renderers, controlling how data is displayed. What is a renderer? A renderer is an object that defines how data is visually represented on the map. It allows you to customize colors, edges, and lighting. Types of renderers. Simple renderer applies the same style to all features. Unique value renderer applies different styles based on specific attribute values. Class bricks renderer applies styles based on value ranges. Key properties of renderers. Symbol defines the shape or base color of features. Edges controls the appearance of edges, solid, sketch, or no edges. Material defines the base surface color. Custom edges, why and how. Why do we need custom edges? To improve the clarity of 3D elements. To make the map visually appealing. To help distinguish between different elements. Types of edges. Solid edges, simple, solid lines around features. Sketch edges, hand-drawn like edges for a more artistic look. No edges, no outlines around features. How to add custom edges. Use the edges property in the code to define edge type, color, and thickness. Radio buttons, interactive edge control. What are radio buttons? Radio buttons are selection controls that allow users to toggle between available options. How to use them. Each button corresponds to a specific edge style. Example, solid edges, sketch edges, no edges. When a button is selected, the edges in the 3D scene are updated dynamically. Benefits. Enhances user experience. Provides dynamic control over data visualization. Performance optimization. Level of detail code, call it ArcGIS SceneLayer.html, and another file in which we will put the JavaScript code, call it ArcGIS SceneLayer.js. Then we will read the JavaScript code from the HTML file, meaning in the HTML file we will refer to the JavaScript file. So now let's open the HTML file and start with the following. Create the basic page structure HTML. Here we're loading essential libraries. .c type HTML declares the document as HTML5. Scene layer. Explanation. Scene layer, a specialized layer for displaying 3D data, adds internal spacing around the content inside the with ID controls element. 5. Background color, white, sets the background color of the with ID controls element to white for better visibility. 6. Box shadow, 02px, 4px RGB SoC 00.2, adds a subtle shadow effect to make the element stand out. Expected outcome when running the page. When the page is run, a 3D map will explore how to filter data in a scene layer to display buildings meeting specific criteria. Example buildings older than 50 years. We'll also use queries to extract targeted information from the dataset. Get ready for hands-on challenges. Hope my explanation is clear and understandable. See you in the next lecture. Goodbye.